Welcome to BDXTRA, to the show that brings you everything entertainment, business, and everything in between. My name is Anthony Uduba, and I'm your host for today. Today we have in our show an actor, a Nollywood actor. He's a household name. He's a star in the game and all of that. Please, I welcome you, Mike Afolarin. Mike, it's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me. What do you mean nice to meet you? We went to school together, man.
So, so please, let me just clear the air. Yeah? Mike and I went to school together.
Right.
So we are talk now. You tell them now.
No, I'm just saying, I told them that we went to school together, but yeah, that's it.
So
Good to be here,
basically,
man. Thank you.
we were classmates from school, Federal Government College in Janiki, Lagos. We graduated in the same set, and here we are. The industry has brought us together on this show.
Amazing stuff.
An actor and the interviewer. So, Mike, tell us, how has it been for you? Your acting career, your household name. You are basically a young legend in Nollywood. Basically, you can't call top five young actors in Nigeria without mentioning you, because you gave us from Far From Home till now. You've been in our faces. People have come and gone, but you are here and all of that. So tell us, how did it start for you? Just briefly, how did it start for you?
I mean, acting for me I would say acting found me because, I was on my own doing my thing in uni. And yeah, I mean, I've always known that I had like this burst of creativity. I just needed to find like the medium to express. That's why I said acting found me, and I was like, okay, yeah, this feels interesting. This feels like something that I could do. And there was a point where I wanted to be a presenter. I wanted to be on radio.
Really?
Yeah. There's been different points that I've wanted to try. I've tried out different things.
Yeah.
I learned how to, operate the camera. I did photography for a bit, and all of that. So for me, it was just finding the medium to express my creativity, and yeah, acting found me, and I stuck with it, and we're here.
Yeah, nice. And every actor encounters obstacles and all of that when starting a career. And I understand that while you were starting, I will mention Moshood Fatah. Both of you basically came into the industry together. He's coming from theater, and you guys met and gelled, and you guys worked on a few projects. So, what were the obstacles that you faced when starting acting and getting into Far From Home?
I mean, with every career path, there's challenges, there's obstacles. I would say, to be honest, I have been fortunate. Yeah. So my journey has been, one of grace, if I may use that word. Yeah. But yeah, when I first started out, there wasn't a lot of opportunities for young actors in the industry. Yeah, it was mostly the stories that we had or we saw on the big screen was featured mostly adults. There wasn't really a lot of young characters that we could audition for. So you find out that, oh yeah, you're talented, man, but you're young. When you get a certain age, you can play this person's husband or that person's but like right now, you only have to play somebody's son, or when those characters are needed, which was very few and far between. Yeah. I would get opportunities, but I mean, as time went by, we had the likes of Olumide on the Johnsons, we had Egbuson-Akande, because they killed it, opportunities started coming up for young actors.
You mentioned Olumide and you mentioned to me when he first started. I think the Elevator Baby was one that brought him to limelight.
Absolutely, Timmy has several projects.
I'm thinking about how do you keep yourself grounded? How do young actors keep, because when they get to the scene and they are met with the legends, acting along legends and all of that, how do they remain grounded? Because through you, we've learned that you can actually come into the game as a newbie and make it. How did you stay grounded? You always mention, when I see some of your interviews, you're always saying you give it 100%, staying grounded. How does it feel like when you are on set and all of that?
Yeah, like you said, giving 100% every time that you have the opportunity to is one of the best things to do to ensure that you remain in the industry, because yo, there's a lot of people looking for the opportunities that you have, and
Mm.
let's believe whenever you have it, just do your best. Like, be ready for the opportunity and make sure that you apply yourself to the fullest, because you don't want to waste the opportunities, and you don't want to look back later down the line and say, oh, I wish I took that a bit more seriously. Because trust and believe that that project would be what someone will see that would get you your next project. Yeah, so basically every time you have to be out, it's an advertisement for yourself, for your brand. So
Yeah.
you best believe that you need to rep yourself the best way possible. And as for staying grounded, I mean, you have to just remember why you started, why you decided to get into the industry, and why you decided to get into this part in the first place. And I think that is really what keeps you going, and what your eyes focused on the overall goal.
So let's talk about branding a little bit. Let's pivot into branding as an actor.
Right.
What would you say, or what are your takes on branding as an actor, and is that something that you also came into, like personal branding, or as a star, as a Nollywood star?
Um, I mean, for any product that you're trying to sell, you understand that branding is very important. So you can't really, be in a marketplace where you know that there's, other, products, and not, try to stand out and try to be distinct. So you
Yeah.
have to find your voice. You have to find what makes you special. You have to find what makes you different from the next actor, from the next, person
Yeah.
that is trying to get opportunities on screen. So yeah, branding, I would say, is very important.
So is it quite different from what we get like in music? Because when you talk about branding in music, like the way you dress, because you also have fans that want to dress like act like you, and all of that. So is it like the same thing with is what young filmmakers or actors are considering when becoming a Nollywood actor? Is this what is like is being considered? Is this like a first thought or something?
I don't know that it's it's a conscious thing for most Nollywood actors. Um, to be honest, for me, it wasn't like that. I just, I'm my most authentic self in whatever it is that I do,
Yeah.
and I think that comes across as branding. I figure that's what you mean about
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
branding, right?
Yeah.
To be honest, like all of that wasn't really a conscious thing, but yeah, I'm my most authentic self in whatever it is that I do, and I think that's what stands me out. But yeah, I don't think you need to go the extra mile to become something else or someone else, because you're trying to stand out as an actor. My job already helps me play multiple characters, and in a lot of things, I look totally different from who I
Yeah.
am really in person.
Yeah.
So I don't think that I have a particular identity right now out there, because most times people call me different things based on the films that they have seen.
Yeah.
Some people call me Shia Bello, some will
Yeah.
call me Remeko from House of God, some will call
Yeah.
me Kinkato. You guys, so like with my job, there's different, identities that I have had or I have
Yeah.
created, it's iconic characters, and most people react to me based off of the one that they connect with the most. So yeah.
And I see you're hitting the gym now.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it has to come in at some point.
Oh.
Yeah, but mostly, actually, whenever it is that I do, it's because I'm working on something.
Yeah. So the hitting the gym is basically on working on something like building a.
I mean, yeah, pun intended. But yeah, I'm working on something, and yeah, I think I love the lifestyle right now. I love the fact that fitness has become part of my lifestyle. I love the fact that it's getting my body in shape. But yeah, it's also building my strength. But the overall goal is because I'm preparing for like a character that.
And I like that Nollywood actors are already thinking, I need to get to this shape to fit this character.
Absolutely.
We didn't have that when we were in the golden era. Let's take that from looking different in different roles, and how Nollywood actors are already looking the shape for an upcoming movie. And we're looking at your upcoming film, Lagos Love Story, and we've seen a lot of like trailers on it, and it's quite amazing how you actually look different once again. You are dreadlocks and everything.
Right.
And I believe you are portraying an artist. in
Yeah,
that movie?
my character in Lagos Love Story is an artist. He's a music artist.
Yeah. It gives like some kind of Ashake before it cuts the hair vibes and all
Right.
that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying about him. Man.
I know you're not giving us like spoilers because we don't do spoilers here. So
Yeah.
just tell us, give us a briefing on what the film is about and what viewers should expect. I think it's coming on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out on Netflix in
So how
April.
long has it been shooting that and all?
Making a Lagos Love Story was fun for me.
Should be. You feel that you're having fun.
Yeah. No. No. To be honest, it was actually fun because yeah,
Mm.
I was I would say maybe living a childhood dream.
Are you
To be
serious?
honest, yeah, because yeah, I've always like wanted to see what that felt like. So recording music and like
Mm.
performing songs that I recorded to like a crowd was fun for
Mm.
me. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I would say that on that end, I think people are gonna enjoy watching a Lagos Love Story. But also like beyond that, it's a love story between two characters that are from separate worlds, and I think that just how um, those two people can come together is an interesting story as well. And I think people would love that too.
Mm.
And it has an amazing stellar cast. There's a lot of like huge names on that project, so I think people are going to want to see like one or two or all of those people. So yeah, Lagos Love Story will be fun.
Yeah, nice one, and I think I'm also looking forward to it because the trailer is really giving me what I want to see. On Netflix. I'm gonna stream that stuff. I'm gonna stream.
Absolutely, man.
I'm telling you, man.
Absolutely.
And let's move to the next one. I think because you have two movies basically, and I feel that the marketing for Red
Two
Circle
movies that we know of.
that we know of. Okay, two movies that we know. Oh, so there's more. Wow.
Never know.
Never know, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about the Red Circle, and this is something I was on. We're in the studio here with Barnabas Emodi, Barney
Right. Yeah.
Blockbuster,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he spoke about it, and he was like, he was the first person to give me a hint, that Red Circle is ours, we're doing this and all of that. I'm like,
Right.
wow, okay. And he didn't give me I didn't give me the cast, and only for me to go next week, and I saw you, I saw Toby Bakari,
Right.
and I'm intrigued about like the color setting of the film, or what the color palette of what you guys are trying to create. It's basically like a red, blackish kind of thing.
Well,
Just
yeah.
tell me about that. Like, what's about that?
I mean, like we said earlier, it's about like having a unique look for your product, man, and that's literally what the team is doing with Red Circle. And yeah, one of the reasons why I jumped on Red Circle is because it's been handled by young creatives, and I'm always looking forward to working with young creatives because they always have fresh ideas, unique ideas. So the identity that we have given Red Circle makes it unique, makes people intrigued by it, and makes people want to see it. I mean, it was right there in the name, Red Circle. So red had to be like part of the branding, and yeah, we're just trying to take it to the next level with whatever it is that we're doing with that, and I'm excited about it.
I'm actually really excited because whatever you guys are doing with that is making sense. I just like the way you guys are, um, the photo shoots, everything is just on point, and you see
Absolutely.
you and Toby Bakari also doing the whole bro stuff and all that.
Right. Yeah. I
So
mean,
what's the dynamic between you and Toby? What's going on like in that dynamic? Because after that, we've seen you in the gym and all of that. So together, there was this post you guys did together. Like
yeah. No,
I
yeah.
laughed myself out.
No, Toby's an amazing guy. Toby is
Yeah.
is is a great friend, and yeah, he's a ball of energy whenever he's in the room, and also he's a great guy to work with. And I mean, we're actually working on stuff that is way different from like Red Circle, and yeah, I'm guessing
Yeah, so we're talking about casting and typecasting, and I know this typecasting thing was basically a discussion or a topic. 2-3 years ago, it was basically
right.
like people were trying to link with in the past. We had legends who were typecast for certain roles, either
Mm,
it's comedy, it's
mm,
action, or it's just drama,
yeah.
playing motherly roles or daughter roles and all of that. So, what is your take on in typecasting for young actors who are getting into film, or are they? Is it the same trend we are seeing now? I'm not seeing a lot of that these
Yeah.
days. But is this something that is still like people are still complaining about? Have you heard about it, from
Um,
producers or directors or
to be
actors?
honest, I personally don't have a thing against being typecast. I think that a lot of people have made huge careers and made like lots of money from being typecast.
Mm.
Yeah, like people just knowing how to play one thing and then they do it well, and such that in every film they find different ways to bring life into that one type of character that they do. I mean, yeah, I don't see a problem with it, but I think that it's totally the actor's responsibility to refuse that if they want to. If they don't want to go in that route, it's totally in your control to say, okay, no, I would rather not be on this project because it's very similar to something that I've done before and I don't want to be seen in that light anymore. But yeah, generally I don't have a problem with, actors that some of the big names that we have in the industry right now, even here and like abroad in Hollywood, from being typecast. Yeah, once you see Jason Statham, you have an idea of what the character is gonna be. Once you see Kevin Hart, you know that okay, this guy is gonna be on some joke thing. So yeah, I don't see a problem with with being typecast. But as an actor, if you wanna tap into other elements and show other things that you can do, then yeah, you should go ahead and explore those options. But yeah, being typecast is not it shouldn't be a problem.
Cool. So let me dive into the next topic, which is about distributions and all of that for actors.
Right.
Because we won't talk about distribution most times. It's basically focused on the producers, the filmmakers, who are the ones that takes this film to distributors or to platforms like Netflix, Amazon, when Amazon was still here, and all of that. And we are seeing YouTube now as a rise and all of that. What do you think about actors, or do you think actors should get let me say a royalty from streams that comes from the movies that are being put on YouTube, because it's stream and you're basically streaming and you are the product basically. So what is there a conversation about that in your space or in actors space?
I definitely think that there should be conversations around that because residuals definitely build up the industry long term.
Mm.
But obviously, like a lot of people only consider it right now. Um, but yeah, it would be good if actors and not just even actors, even crew
Mm.
should also be like in the room when we're talking about residuals because it's a collaborative effort. Everybody comes together to make this happen, and it's not just. I mean, yeah, usually it's the producers that have to go through all the most of the
Funding.
hassles and all of that funding and all of that. But in terms of creative process and commitment to the projects generally, we should talk about residuals, especially as a lot of the times, in most cases, the actors are not being paid well. They're not being paid enough. The crew is not being paid enough. Um, so yeah, we sacrifice all of that to make this, and then this movie goes on to earn X and X and X amount. It's only right that whatever the percentage, no matter how small, the people that worked on the film, or that invested, or that took pay cuts
Mm.
just because they believed in the vision, should get something out of it in the long run. Yeah, so I think those conversations should be had.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy, from the producer's end, but I think that if you're a genuine creative and you see, how much of people goes into the project, like you see how much people put of themselves into making it happen. Yeah, we should consider, you know, giving
Mm.
royalties to cast, crew, and like, a lot of people that are part of the project.
All right. So maybe finally, what are your aspirations towards like the acting career? Are you trying to delve into filmmaking later on? You're trying to be a director, like because you handled photography one time in your life. So I really trying to see you like go behind the camera to do something like amazing and fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, it's going to definitely happen. Because I've tried my hands on directing, but I would like to educate myself more on that before I delve into that aspect. Also because I'm trying to enjoy my time in front of the camera before before I go back again. But definitely,
sure.
it's something that is on the radar for me, and that'll definitely happen sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes
so
in the nearest future.
what are your final words for like upcoming actors who have seen your career from the beginning till now and trying to for the audience out there, what are you trying to like teach them? What lessons should be learned from your own perspective for up and coming actors?
I mean, what I would always say is just be ready, man. That's what I tell anybody that asks me about my career and like what it was. I would say just be ready because you never know when the opportunity would come, and when the opportunity comes, you got to give it 100. You don't want the opportunity to come and you don't have the set of skills to match up or to handle it. So just stay ready and just trust yourself and trust the process, and just know that one day that opportunity is going to come. So if you have to go and learn a skill, if you have to go and do something, just keep working on that, man, because that opportunity is definitely going to come. You better be ready.
Better be ready. So thank you so much for coming to our studio.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, it's been a wonderful. I've been chasing him. So thank you so much for
Thank
coming.
you. We finally did it.
Yeah, we finally did it, man. Yeah, here we are, and
Yeah.
we educate, we try to reach out to people who would want to come into this space as well, and do the best we can to, from your own perspective or from the industry's perspective, tell a story on what Nollywood is trying to see in our own
Thank you.
subtle way and all
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. We all need each other, man. In the
Yeah.
end, it's us one industry, and everybody's trying to
All right, so
make the most of it. Thank you for having me.
so thank you, Mike, for coming to the studio today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it has been a wonderful conversation. So do subscribe to BusinessDay TV, our YouTube channel. Stay tuned for the next show. Goodbye. Okay, let's do this.
Right. Okay. So
All right, man.